Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.
Boxing King Media, Frank Smith out here in Riyadh. In fact, Napa, do you mind if I just drag you in, Napa? Do you mind just jumping in? Because I don't think I've ever seen you both on camera together. Just so you can show the fans the size difference.
We've
first of
known
all,
each other a long time, Napa and I. So you know, he's one of the team members who actually likes me. So you know.
Well, I spoke to him yesterday, and we'll just kind of jump straight into it. The fight's been made, and I know Eddie was saying a lot in the interviews that, you know, the conditions are the same and they've got to agree. And I think EUBANK side was saying that they don't know our contract. So you're kind of in the middle here. So did you know the contract, and what was the issue?
No, I mean, the contract is the contract. Ultimately, we've signed what we've signed. The second fight was always there. It was always a 2-fight deal, and that's what it was. And the terms were the terms. You know, each side negotiated their own side, but ultimately the fight happened, just like the fight happened the first time, on the terms that were agreed. So, you know, I was always confident that the fight would happen. It was just a later date. But, you know, Conor was ready whenever. I wasn't involved in their side. You know, they obviously work with quite an inept promoter, you know. But if that's what you want to choose to do, no worries.
What does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
What does what mean? Inept?
No, if that's what you want to choose to do. We got a good deal.
Huh?
We got a good deal with
I'm
Boxer.
just joking. Don't bite. Why are you biting already? No, but that was obviously the reason behind the delay. Boxer agreed to something. They hadn't spoken to Chris, I guess, and that's what it is. What it is. Don't worry. It's just me being humorous. Don't take anything I say too seriously. We might die tomorrow, and you know, boxing's all irrelevant. So who really cares about it?
I sensed a bit of tension there as soon as, you know, you drop.
Tension. Me and Napa, no tension.
No,
I've known Napa for 13, 14 years. Since he was about this tall when I first met him.
Was he as wide?
No, he wasn't as wide either. He's definitely been doing a bit of work in the gym.
Well, he obviously dropped a little dig into your promoter, Ben Shalom. Do you want to just, whilst we're there, just confirm Ben is still part of the team?
Yeah, we're in a partnership with Boxer. Yeah, for sure.
And what is the plan going forward for this event? Obviously, is it going to be promoted as a boxer, matchroom, ring? Because in fact, when I saw the announcement, I'm pretty sure I just saw ring, a Riyadh season and Seller on it, I think.
It's a Riyadh season show and ring show, as it always, you know, as they've done. We've worked with them to deliver events, you know, and I think there's no difference here. There's no difference here. You know, you can all create storylines out of things, can't you? You can all create talking points, but it's going to be a great night, and that's all that matters.
As an outsider, what do you think of Frank's role in the whole? It's kind of like a storyline, isn't it? A bit that bloody reality life behind into the boxing world. You know, Frank's been kind of linked to both sides in a variety of ways. What do you kind of make of his role and position?
It's tough for him, isn't it? But I mean, he doesn't say anything out of line. He sits on the fence, sort of thing. Yeah, so yeah, he's good at playing. No, I wouldn't say he's playing both sides. He's good at not saying anything out of line.
But the reality is, two people are going to get in the ring, right? And the best person's going to win. And it's irrelevant what he thinks, it's irrelevant what I think. I know nothing. I don't stand here trying to say he's going to use his jab or he's going to move his feet. I ain't got a clue. I put on events. I'm not a boxing manager or trainer. So it doesn't matter what I think. So all these people who have these views, and you know, I said in an interview the other day, the piece around like Chris and the weight and this, that, the other, that's not my job. I don't work for Chris. If I worked for Chris, I'd be doing what he does. But Chris is going into a fight. He's a big boy. You know, he's accepted terms. It wasn't. No one put a gun to his head and said, "Are you doing this or not?" He signed to do something, and he either wants to do it or not. And if he didn't want to do it, it wouldn't have been a problem. The fight wouldn't have happened. So, like for me, my job is to represent what I do. Why
wouldn't the fight happen if he didn't do it?
What do you mean with the weight?
Rehydration, yeah. Why not?
Because it's just like Conor had to accept certain terms, didn't he? Conor had to accept certain things to come up in weight to do the fight. So it's the same for Chris.
Crawford then got rehydration for Canelo.
Huh?
Crawford's gone up 2 weights and not asked for rehydration.
Cool. That's that fight.
Should have done the same.
But that's that fight.
Yeah, I know that. So
Yeah, I know, but every fight's different. Conor is not a big 147. People say Crawford's actually doesn't look that big in stature. When you put Crawford and Canelo next to each other, the size isn't too much difference. When you put Chris and Conor together, you can tell the difference in size. Conor is much smaller. But ultimately, they both had to accept things. Because Conor could have gone, no, I'm not doing it. It's 158 or nothing. he accepted 160. He whether people accept it or not, he moved up 2 weight divisions, and Chris had to do what he had to do.
I think he moved up 1. I ain't seen him weigh 1. When was the last time he weighed 147? 2020.
I don't know. I don't weigh him every day, to be honest. I don't spend that much time.
Sure
I know you
the
spend a lot
last
of time with Junior, but I don't weigh Conor every day. But look, he is 147. He can make 147 still. You know, that's the truth of it.
We're going to see.
But
It's been 3 years.
But Napa, the big piece is, and this is what I always say, if Chris wasn't fighting Conor,
Yeah.
Chris would have, all he talked about was fighting someone for a world title, right? At 160.
There was more options.
Oh,
There was more options.
Napa.
There was more
All the
options.
other one.
I've
been doing this a lot longer.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't
You
matter
do-
how
you
long
know.
you've been doing it. You don't know the
you do
conversations
talk-
we've been having.
Yeah, but you do talk a lot of shit, to be fair.
Tell me what I said. One option. The only 160 option was Lara.
You
That's
were
it. The
talking
rest
about
of them-
Lara, Janabek, Adamis.
We wasn't in conversations with them. The only conversation we had was Lara.
Yeah, but they're the fights that you
the rest
said.
of them was over 160.
Cool. But
What do you think Conor's plan B was? Because I think you said to me the other day that you don't think he probably had less options than Chris.
oh, don't be silly.
Now, no. After he's fought Chris, now obviously all the Americans are piping up because they see he's very beatable. So now he's got all the options in the world. But, before, no.
beatable?
They're not going.
I find it
Shakur-
funny. Like, it was a close
Shakur don't
fight.
wanna
Like, so
Shakur- you think
Chris
Shakur
looked
wants to
beat.
fight
So
Conor, 'cause he
Chris,
thinks he's going to lose. he wants to fight him. He thinks he's going to win.
it's just like Canelo saying if Canelo fought Junior.
No, but
No,
he didn't
just-
want it before, after the junior fight, and obviously
But you can say
the
they
PR,
it was
the
a close
well,
fight. It was a close fight,
Yeah,
and
for
Chris
sure.
in the later round showed his experience to win those rounds.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
It's not like anyone outclassed each other. So he's beatable. They're both beatable. Everyone's 99.9% of fighters are beatable, aren't they?
Mm.
Apart from those one-offs that we see every now and then. You know, exactly. But he's special. He's on a whole nother level, right? When you look at the talent of it. So the truth is, it was a great fight. It's going to be a great fight this time round.
For sure.
And, you know, they both made decisions to make the fight, right? Conor, whether he accepts it or not, made a jump. Chris, whether, decided to do certain things. But they both did. That's the reality of it. And they're both big boys, and they're getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Someone said to you, you can go and do your job today and you can get 3 times more money than you've ever made, but it's a bit harder. You're going to go, okay, like in any job. That's the reality of it. And that's the conversation you're having. You know, and it's not for me. I'm not around Chris. So if I was around a fighter every day and I said it's not safe for him to make 160 as an example, it's not my job. I'm not in his training camp. I don't see what he does. I don't see what his weight is over the weeks. That's not my job to say anything. That's their job to say it. And that's not me being funny. It'd be the same if it was the other way around. To say, actually, this isn't going to happen, or this isn't possible, or it doesn't work, you know, that's their job. It's not for me to say anything. So this narrative that, you know, Matchroom pushed him to 160, no, he got offered a fight and he took it and he accepted
It's a
it.
fight the public wanted to see. It's a fight we wanted to make happen. And the only way you lot were willing to do it is if there was a rehydration, because you felt like without a rehydration, Chris had too much of an advantage. That's
But
what
it
happened.
seemed like the rehydration was that he weighed, 167 and a half, 168? He had a coat on, I wasn't in there, but apparently he had, the rehydration wasn't the piece.
To your knowledge.
No, but that's what...
To your knowledge.
No, but the whole thing everyone's looking at is the 160.
Yeah.
The fact he made... Look, Chris loves narratives. He loves storylines. That's what he does. He made a piece out of him making 160. The truth is in boxing, and, you know, you don't see it often. People push themselves to make weight every week. There'll be fighters on every card that push themselves to make weight, right? But you don't see it because boxers don't show it. You look at MMA, you see every weight cut. You know, and they're wild. The fact is, Chris, for narrative, in my opinion, showed what he showed.
Was the fight pay-per-view or not?
What do you mean?
EUBANK BENN. It was a pay-per-view fight, right?
Yeah.
We had to sell the fight.
Yeah, exactly. I know, but what I'm saying is that is what
Yeah, so-
90% of fighters go through to make weight.
Yeah, he didn't do anything crazy, but
Yeah.
he's just documenting what he's doing leading up to fight.
No, but once,
Helping to promote
yeah,
the
no,
fight.
but at the same time, it's narrative.
Based on that, though, you got obviously Talksport ran this as a big story. Even now, you know, the quotes have come are health before wealth, you know, doing it for the dough, all that kind of stuff. So you're saying he's kind of done it to build a story. Does that kind of put a false narrative out there to let other channels think that, you know, they're not concerned about his health?
Look, as I said before, it's not his wishes that he fights at 160 and rehab rates. The one thing he's already did it for this fight, because of the the reward of beating a Ben, fighting biggest stadium he's ever fought in, biggest event he's ever been part of. That is why. If it was like some sort of other fight, he probably wouldn't do it just because of the money. We had good offers to fight Canelo if it was just about money. He didn't take it September. So yeah, it's because it's Conor Ben. Conor Ben is, as I said, outside of AJ Fury, there's no other two English guys that it's a bigger fight than EUBANK Ben. So that's why we're going to do it a second time. That's why we'll do these terms that doesn't really favour him, but we're confident of getting the win.
Good stuff. I thought that was Eddie N coming in for the rescue. But last thing, you've just been in Ghana. We've got Ghanaian stood next to you. What's going on in Ghana? Is it AJ Yoka? That's the rumour online. What's going on? And he can probably tell you firsthand what boxing's like in Ghana.
No, I had a good trip out there with the Legacy guys. You know, they've done amazing things. I think they've done 5 shows in a year, building a great business. I think there's huge opportunity in Ghana and across a whole host of, African countries to really put something big, put something together. AJ is, someone we've worked with since his professional debut. Obviously, with his Nigerian roots as well, he's been having discussions there. But in Ghana, there was an opportunity to look at an AJ fight as well as a longer-term partnership as well, and that's something we're discussing now, both between Matchroom, AJ, Legacy, and we'll see where it lands. It was great to go there. It's an amazing place. Such a, friendly, calm, chilled place.
Did you have jollof rice?
Yeah, I had jollof rice every night.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah.
Did you take a yellow vaccine?
No,
How did you get in then?
I'm joking. I took it really. I got it there.
Did it wipe you out for a day or so? Because he wiped me out.
No. I had it a while ago because it lasts for about 10 years, I
10
think.
years.
Yeah. So it was good. It was a good trip and excited to see what the future holds. Like I say, they're doing tremendous things out there, and it's part of a broader plan. Everything we do is about how can we grow boxing globally, and this is a huge opportunity. So excited about what the future holds.
Jake Paul, AJ, is that just a bluff? Is it? Can you because I think it's a bluff and I think it's Yoka.
No bluffing. There's conversations going on for everything. The Jake Paul fight, I said it the other day, it's the biggest fight. It's bigger than the Fury fight. Whether people want to hear that or not, that's the reality of it. It's a huge global fight. AJ will go in there and end the influencer era of boxing for Jake Paul. But fair play to Jake Paul if he takes it. But it's not a bluff. It's all real. But there's a lot of opportunities on the table. And again, I said it in another interview the other day, people don't like it, but AJ is the one they need to get the big paydays. That's the reality of it. He's the commercial king of the sport, up there with the likes of Canelo. And if people want to get paid, he's the man they need to fight. So AJ can pick and choose what he wants to do. And if that means about, taking a Jake Paul fight, taking a Tyson Fury fight, talk about like Dillian White Moses. Dillian was saying about if he beats Moses, he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. There's so many fights out there for Anthony Joshua, and he will be in the sport for as long as he wants to be. So it's an exciting time for him, and excited about what the future holds.
Last 2 questions, 1-word answers from both of you. Italma White, who wins?
Italma.
The guy from London.
The last question.
That was 3 words.
you-
as well. And
you-
you didn't pull him up on it. I feel like because he's bigger, you didn't pull him up on it. Whereas if it was me, you'd be like 1 word.
And I admit that as well. EUBANK Junior Ben, the second fight. How does it end?
EUBANK stoppage, I don't know when.
By 11 o'clock in a stadium.
Brilliant answer, Frank Smith, Napa. Thank you.
Respect isn't given, it's earned. In blood.
Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.